Time now for our feature, and as a farmer, no one knows better than you how tough it is when it's just you covering all the jobs on the North 40. On the other hand, usually one of those jobs is your favorite. So, building on that idea, a group of farmers has come up with a business model that allows each of them to be small and yet still be big. Here's John Torpy with the explanation.
Earl Butz, the 18th Secretary of the USDA, famously once said, "Get big or get out," urging farmers to plant commodities fence row to fence row. Policies enacted during his tenure are seen as the building blocks for what agriculture and food production has become today. In recent years, getting big has proven tough, with dwindling rural populations, high land prices, rising production costs, and trade wars on multiple fronts hurting commodity prices. To combat these struggles, some farmers are giving up a solitary operating model for partnerships which help each other prevail.
In agriculture, we're really slow to adapt to collaborative mindset because we're all so independent. And so the beautiful part of that, though, is you can collaborate and still be independent.
In 2009, Northeast Iowa farmer Chris Barron was having a conversation with a neighbor about how to find efficiencies in his operation to lower costs. As the conversation continued, the idea of collaborating on each other's ideas for a better chance of success spawned a business plan. Over the past 11 years, others have joined what is known as Carson Barron Farms, each member growing their operation independently under a single business model.
Like in our case, there's 8 farm entities. We look at this as one farm. So it really doesn't matter where we go first. We have the machinery sized appropriately for the system. We have a plan of what's going to be planted first, what's going to be planted second, but it has nothing to do with who owns the land. It has to do with logistics, it has to do with field conditions, and it has to do with the hybrids or varieties that are being planted based on maturity.
Carson Barron Farms operates on a combined 3,000 acres in northeast Iowa. Each of the 8 individual operations work under the single business umbrella. The organization has 7 full-time employees spread out across all the farms in the group. During planting and harvest, the workforce roster can climb to as many as 18.
Some of the other challenges, though, that we see sometimes have to do with decision rights. So that's real important that that's clearly identified in the beginning. So if one person is responsible for marketing, that person is responsible for marketing. Or if there's one person responsible for seed purchasing or crop protection purchasing or any of those certain elements of the operation, we make sure that all of those roles and responsibilities are clearly identified so that you don't have misunderstandings.
Their business model allows both the beginning and veteran farmers in the group to quickly take advantage of new ideas.
Instead of having a conversation with them and maybe saying, "I'm interested in renting your farm someday if you ever decide to retire," maybe have a conversation that says, "I'm interested in learning about your operation and maybe working with you or helping you in some ways. Are you interested in that?" And I think that's a lot more pliable and a lot easier conversation than trying to rent ground from somebody. And then you have a mentor, you have a partner, and you have somebody that's going to make sure you're successful.
The success of the joint effort led to the development of a business management consulting company that helps other producers duplicate the process. What is now AgView Solutions has assisted over 50 groups in creating business plans similar to Carson Barron Farms. One of those groups is managed by Eric Hill, a farmer and hog producer from central Iowa who sought Barron's help when he was having trouble finding employees for his operation.
Getting it started was, first thing we did was make sure personalities and work ethics and just kind of standard procedures are somewhat aligned amongst the groups, and that everybody was on the same line of thinking as far as the direction we want to take things. And then after that was just being as well organized to start with as we could and a willingness to improve our organization.
Hill and his partners have around 7,500 acres under the name Dirtworks Farms. The group also raises nearly 60,000 finishing hogs annually. Hill credits the partnership business model for helping him wade through the complications associated with getting dirt works up and running.
I'm a first-generation farmer, so most things I've had to learn on the go. And, you know, up until 4 years ago, I've never had that person say, oh, this is what happened back then when we did it this way. So that experience and acknowledging the experience of those older generations is very valuable. For somebody looking at doing this, I would say they definitely need to address what they're wanting to accomplish. Is it bottom line? Is it labor? Is it home life? Is it transitioning?
Carson Barron Farms is far from navigating all the thorny issues that go with any collaboration, but they remain committed to the idea. Barron stresses that for the alliance-style business plan to work, the key to their success has been the one thing all farms have in common.
You're good. You can come under me here once I get my auger out.
It still comes back to if we really do what's right for the people that we partner with, and I give everything I can give to my partners, they're going to give everything they can give back to me. And that's what we see as really the benefit of this whole thing. Not who plants first, not who harvests first, but who can take care of each other the most.
Taking care of each other, shades of yesteryear.